Yep. So this is just a Week 13 recap of the NFL betting slate, which I went negative on. I put a few player props out that were not very well. They didn't. They just didn't hit. It was just not a great week. My parlay went 0-1. I had one parlay 0-1 on that for the Colts minus 2.5, which almost hit, but that bet did not hit. Washington, there was 1 unit on the Indianapolis Colts minus 2.5, 1 unit on that, so that was a loss. And there was 3 units on the Washington Commanders minus 6. That bet hit easily, so we're plus 2 units. And then I put another 2. I put 2 units on the Bucks, or I said 2 units on the Bucks. I put, well, give me money. Oh, we got the Reich. The Fourth Reich is back. Fourth Reich is back. Not as angry this evening. The last Reich and Mein Führer episode where the Fuhrer was screaming nonstop about whatever the hell. Featuring the dishwasher. Anyways, so we have the Fourth Reich joining us in the background. And she's none too happy that none of you will give me any fucking money. Or use the referral codes, or email me, or do anything. Or bet on any of my bets. And give me some of the proceeds. So we can take a road trip to wherever the fuck. Get the hell out of this fucking dump. Jesus. So 2 units on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers minus 6. That did not hit, so that brings us back down to even money due to the 3 unit Washington Commanders bet. And 1 unit on the Colts, 2 on the Bucks. So the 1 unit bet and the 2 unit bet did not hit, so that's minus 3 units. The 3 unit bet hit, so that's plus 3 units. So now we're at even money. The Denver Broncos minus 6 hit. I'm pretty sure I said 3 units on that as well. So we're up plus 6 units. See how that works? So Colts minus 2.5 did not hit. Commanders minus 6 hit. Bucks minus 6 did not hit. Broncos minus 6 hit. So we're 2-2 on those bets. And then this is where we started having troubles. Jahmyr Gibbs for the Detroit Lions, first touchdown scorer, did not hit. David Montgomery for the Detroit Lions as well, first touchdown scorer, did not hit. So I basically was betting on one of these 2 running backs for the Detroit Lions to score the first touchdown. Obviously, both of those bets cannot both hit simultaneously because 2 different people cannot score the first touchdown in the same game. But I had a feeling that it would be one of these 2 due to them having large amounts of success this entire year doing just that. But it was Sam Laporta for the Detroit Lions, the tight end. So he got the first touchdown. That's just the way it goes sometimes. You don't, first touchdown scorer, first point scorer, first goal scorer, first run scorer for the MLB. Those are always iffy because it's you never know. It's randomized. You can bet on like Gibbs and Montgomery for every Detroit game for the rest of the season, and you'll probably win money. Just bet on one of them 2 or both of them even. I would do both. Gibbs to score the first touchdown and Montgomery. I know they both play for the same team, but if you bet on both of them to score the first touchdown in the same game. I know it doesn't make sense. Well, only one of them can score the first touchdown. That's the point. If you put it on both of them, you're just increasing your odds due to them both scoring the first touchdown in almost every game this year for the Lions. Almost every Lions game, one of those two scores the first touchdown because that's how good the Lions are this year. So both of those didn't hit, though. So that means what's going to happen probably tomorrow night, Thursday night. Gibbs and Montgomery, one of them is going to score the first touchdown due to Sam Laporta scoring it last week. The Lions are at home against the Packers. Thursday night football tomorrow night. I'll do a separate episode on that. This is just a recap to show true transparency, 100% transparency. I'm not trying to screw you over or lie to you when I have a bad week, or if I lose my bets, I'm going to tell you that. If I win my bets, I'm going to tell you that. So this past week was not very good. On the single bets, we were 4-6, which is, the second negative week in the last 2 years for the NFL, for myself, betting on the NFL. This week and last week, I went negative. Last week, I didn't put any episodes out. I didn't put any official bets out for the public, but I only did 2 bets last week, week 12. I was 0-2. LA Chargers money line, that didn't hit at plus 118. And Baltimore versus the LA Chargers under 51.5 points total. That bet did not hit either. They scored 53, so I was 1.5 off. I wonder where the odds makers and the people who make these lines and set these totals, like over under 51.5 for the Baltimore Ravens versus the LA Chargers. It was total at 53. What gives them the idea? How are they always so accurate? Why do sports books usually make more money compared to the average American citizen going into the sports book to place a bet? Why doesn't the average citizen make the money? Because the odds makers and the line setters for these sports books, they set the line at a certain amount and they move that line in the week or the day leading up until the game based off of how much money and how many tickets are coming in for each side. So let's say the over-under for the Baltimore Ravens and Chargers, which already happened, it was 53 points. I don't remember the score of the game, whatever. So let's say everybody is betting on the over. They're betting on the over 51.5. And all the bets are like 90% of the money is on the over. That would mean what? If 90% of the money is on the over, that means if the over hits, the sportsbook loses. So the lines makers have to move that line to a higher amount. So the more money that comes in on the over for 51.5, the more likely the odds makers and the line setters are going to move that total at 51.5 to 52, and then to 52.5, and then to 53. Because if it's at 53, which is that's extremely rare in the NFL, that's an extremely high total for points. 53. I don't think I've ever seen 53 on a sports book. If all the money's still coming in on the over, which is not when you get to like 52, that's when people are like, okay, I'm not going to bet on the over. I think I'm not going to do that. Even 51.5 is very high, especially for the Chargers, who have the best defense in the NFL. That's why I bet the under. That's why I bet under 51.5, because the LA Chargers have the best defense in the NFL.
But fuck, you know, they screwed the pooch on that one. But even if 70% of the money is on the over, the odds makers are going to move that 51.5 point total to 52. And then people are going to be like, all right, should I bet the over or the under on 52 points? Which means if there's no 0.5 point, that means a push is possible. Which means if 52 points were scored, even if you bet the under or the over, that would be a push. If 52 points were scored if you set your bet at 50, if you got your bet in when the line was set at 52, if you got it when it was set at 51.5, depending on what you bet, I bet the under 51.5. That didn't hit. That would mean that. Fuck. What was I trying to say? Basically, I don't know. Something about the over and the under. If I got it at 51.5 and it moved to 52, and they scored 52, and I bet the under for 51.5, I would need 51 points or less to be scored total. So if the line moves to 52 after I place my bet, that doesn't change the line that my bet is set at. I placed a bet for the under at 51.5 at minus 110 odds before the line change. So no matter where the line changes or moves until that game starts, it doesn't matter. I already placed my bet. Some bookies, like mybookie.ag, will allow you to basically refund. Basically, if you change your mind because of an injury or whatever, some websites or sports books will allow you to go in there and be like, hey, I want to get my money back before this game starts because the line change or an injury or whatever. Hayden said so. So, what am I trying to say? Basically, just be careful when you're betting. I'm going to be transparent. These last 2 weeks, week 12 and week 13 of the NFL for the 2024 season, are the only weeks that I've gone negative in the last 2 years of betting on the NFL. Week 10 for the NFL this year, I did not go negative. I don't know my exact record. It wasn't great. It was right above 500. And I took a week off for week 11. I took a week off for week 9. I took a week off for week 8. Week 7, I was 5-2. My parlays were 1-1. So week 7, I went 5-2. I hit on the Seattle money line. Go listen to all the previous episodes. They're all in there. No, the audio is not changed. It's me. It's just recorded audio. It's all good. And if it isn't, let me know. My email is haydenmeyer23@icloud.com or hayden.meyer1234@gmail.com or haydenmeyer64@gmail.com or thininfamoush@gmail.com. Email one of those 4 emails or text me at 763-242-4788. Or message me on Twitter, the B-Cuz-Pod. Or kill yourself. Or rip out the AI Neuralink microchip and try to sell it before Elon Musk lets you know that there's been a malfunction at the Neuralink warehouse or the Neuralink whatever the fuck. AI Center for Artificial Intelligence that's trying to take over humanity and kill us all. Whoever they're doing that on the internet. Before he's like, hey, wait, actually, no. Yeah. That dude already ripped out the microchip so he could spend a bunch of money on Anthony Edwards to score the first basket because Hayden said so. Well, that would be a smart man. That would be a smart woman. He's going to score the first basket. He's going to score 30-plus points. He's going to do it. You just got to start yelling and banging all the time so your dog doesn't get traumatized. She just gets used to it. She doesn't get traumatized. She just sleeps through it. She'll just keep her eyes closed now at all times. She just looked at me. Yeah, she used to get scared when I would scream and bang and throw things and scream at the world. Now she's just like, is Anthony Edwards going to score the first basket or not? I need dog food. Is he going to score 30-plus points? The game starts in 3.5 hours. It's a late game. It starts at 9 p.m. because they're in L.A. She's like dozing off. She's like nodding off, kind of closing her eyes. She's like, fuck, I don't know if I should take a nap or wait for the episode to drop. I don't know. I might oversleep. I might sleep too long and miss the start of the game. Hayden hasn't dropped the episode yet. I need him to drop the episode. All right, so NFL Week 7 of 2024, I was 5-2. Seattle money line at plus 131 hit. Seattle at plus 3. Point underdogs at minus 110 odds hit. Minnesota Vikings money line at minus 110 odds hit. Minnesota Vikings minus 1 point favorites, minus 110 odds, which doesn't even make any sense because the money line is minus 110. So just put it to a pick'em. Hit. Baltimore Ravens at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers over 50 points total scored. Hit. The two losing bets were Tampa Bay Buccaneers money line against the Ravens at plus 159 and LA Chargers money line at minus 119 against the Arizona Cardinals. Did not hit. We were 5-2 that week. The parlay for Jacksonville Jaguars money line at minus 310 hit. The Buffalo Bills money line for minus 490 hit. And the Seattle Seahawks money line for plus 131 hit. I had a parlay for all three of those teams to win. That hit. And then the losing parlay was the one that the three bets that I mentioned earlier. So Tampa Bay money line, Tampa Bay Buccaneers money line versus the Baltimore Ravens at plus 159 did not hit. The LA Chargers money line at minus 119 versus the Arizona Cardinals did not hit. The Baltimore Ravens versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers over 50 did hit. So the three bets in the parlay, I hit 1 out of 3. So that week 7 parlays were 1-1, 5-2 on the overall record. Week 6, I did not take a break. I was 7-2 week 6. Chicago Bears plus 1.5 point underdogs. That hit. Washington Commanders versus Baltimore Ravens over 51.5 points. That hit. Arizona Cardinals money line at plus 192. That bet did not hit. They were underdogs, and I had a feeling they might win, but they did not. Philadelphia Eagles money line at minus 350. That hit. I must have included that into a parlay or something because that doesn't make any sense. I wouldn't put a single bet on that much juice. Minus 350, which means you got to bet 350 to make 100 because that's how much the Eagles were favored. I wouldn't just put a single bet on that because there's just too much juice. I would put it in a parlay, but I would have listed that here in my notes, so that doesn't even make any sense. This is where I start getting pissed off. Houston Texans minus 6.5-point favorites. That bet hit. The Philadelphia Eagles money line hit. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers minus 3.5-point favorites on the spread. That bet hit. The Indianapolis Colts plus 2.5-point underdogs. That bet hit. Dallas Cowboys money line at plus 145. That bet did not hit. The Cincinnati Bengals minus 3.5. Oh, I remember this game. This is when they played the Giants on Sunday night. Cincinnati Bengals minus 3.5-point favorites on Sunday Night Football. That bet hit. So I was 7-2 week 6. Week 4, I was 8-4. 9-4 if you include the teaser. I had a teaser, Baltimore Ravens plus 4.5 and over 39.5 points at minus 130 odds. That teaser hit. Dallas Cowboys minus 5.5 at minus 110 odds. Did not hit. LA Rams versus Chicago Bears over 41.5 points. That bet hit. Minnesota Vikings plus 2.5-point underdogs. I believe that was, I don't even remember. Plus 2.5. That bet did not hit. If God is pretending to be the internet in a fake simulation that I've disproven, which is what seems to be happening, because this doesn't make any sense. Minnesota plus 2.5-point underdogs didn't hit, but the Minnesota money line did. But if their money line hit, that means if they're underdogs, any spread. What the